30 early secrets, lore, and details you missed from the Amazing Digital Circus Episode 5. Number 1. The 5th episode of the Amazing Digital Circus has surprised us once again with a plot that greatly advances the series' overall story arc. In response to Zooble's critiques, Caine pitches ideas for new adventures. True to form, each one is characterized by a sinister twist, creating suspense and high stakes. When none of his ideas land, Zooble suggests using the suggestion box, the same box we saw in episode 4, when Zooble shut down Caine's plan for an adventure filled with horror and tragedy. Number 2. Prompted by a majority vote, Caine proposes a lightning round of adventures drawn from the suggestion box. He notices the others enjoy these ideas more than his own, so he abruptly cancels the ones they seem to like. Back at the circus, he insists his adventures are better, but no one cares. This ties back to episode 3, where he began to glitch along with the circus after making a mistake, feeling useless at the one job he has. Episode 5 seems to confirm these insecurities. Number 3. And it's not just Caine who's glitching. Things inside the circus are getting even weirder than usual, and there's no better example of this than Bubble. The creator has confirmed that Bubble is a much simpler AI than Caine, and this episode makes it clear that he's deteriorating too. When Caine lists the elements of his adventures, Bubble mentions sex appeal, but Caine seems completely unaware of what that means. He then prepares to deliver a message, which comes out as a strange distorted noise. Static, one of the animators, has confirmed that the noise is actually Bubble saying his own name. Number 4. As Caine struggles with the fact that the group enjoys the new adventures more than his, Bubble calls him Daddy, to which Caine quickly tells him not to. When Caine asks what he should do, Bubble first suggests he should die, but then a glitch occurs and the phrase changes to suggest
you should throw a beach party.
Why do you swear now?
This surprises Caine himself, who wonders why Bubble is suddenly cursing. Number 5. This leads to an interesting detail in Caine's notes. At the beginning of the episode, we see him consulting his writings. The first page shows a bee, then a pair of bees. Finally, the bees have changed. One is wearing Caine's outfit, while the other looks similar to Bubble. In the top left corner, there appears to be a -10. This detail might seem random, but remember that bees work in a hive, with some even mentioning a hive mind. Number 6. Caine might be revealing something important with this sequence. He may have started as one single bee with the power to create adventures. By generating other AIs like Bubble, his processing power could have diminished, making him more distracted and giving rise to Bubble's twisted mind. We also see pages with partially censored text, suggesting instability in his processes, or constant self-doubt about how to fulfill his purpose, forcing him to rewrite everything over and over again. Number 7. The most telling moment about Caine's decay happens when Zooble suggests keeping all the adventures open, allowing everyone to choose freely. This leads to Caine commenting to Bubble that it would mean letting other AIs roam for longer, which Bubble dislikes. This implies that the resources Caine uses to create adventures also consume his processing power, and Bubble's, accelerating their deterioration the more active scenarios and characters they maintain. Number 8. This brings us to the episode's cliffhanger. At the end, a mannequin-like NPC appears, spying from behind objects in the tent as sinister music plays. Interestingly, this same character appeared at the beginning of the episode, and only Pomni seemed to notice it, as if it were watching her directly. While dummies aren't unusual in the circus, this could be Dr. Football, the character who had his own bathroom and got upset when Pomni saw him in the tub. But why would he be hiding? Some theorize it's Gummy Goo, who, after being reduced to colorful ribbons, might have retained his consciousness and ended up in one of the mannequins. This could partly explain Caine's deterioration, as continuing to expend resources on that AI would be taxing him. Number 9. The episode doesn't just delve into Caine. Other characters also reveal fragments of their past. One of the most interesting is Pomni, who was an accountant at a supermarket chain. When asked how she got to the circus, she confesses that she was an urbexer, an urban explorer of abandoned places. She documented her explorations with photos and videos, not for an audience, but more for herself. This becomes relevant at the end of the first episode when the camera pulls out from the void to reveal the circus running on old dusty office equipment. Number 10. This suggests that CNA, the company associated with Caine's logo, no longer exists. Some believe its executives are trapped in the circus, or that Pomni didn't enter an office, but rather Kinger's old apartment. The only clear thing is that no one from the outside seems to be monitoring or maintaining the system, meaning the program could shut down at any moment. Number 11. The characters' fears seem to have intensified in the circus. When Pomni asks about their friends, Ragatha recalls one, which is a painful memory for Jax, and could imply Ragatha bears some responsibility. After Kinger, she has been in the simulation the longest and has known many people, including that old frog friend. This is also the only episode where Gangle's mask shatters on its own, seemingly because the shock of Caine's horrifying adventure was too much for it to handle. Number 12. Curiously, Ragatha seems uncomfortable with the growing closeness between Pomni and Jax. Jax. When she sees them connect at the bar, Jax hugs Pomni and mentions it's the first step towards a beautiful friendship. Ragatha reacts with fear and tries to evoke a memory with Pomni, making her uncomfortable. Later, she watches them sadly as they leave together, and on the softball benches, she confronts Jax for trying to make Pomni just like him. After snapping at his response, she even apologizes, acknowledging her attitude and mentioning Jax's friend. This suggests that this friend was once close to Ragatha until Jax arrived and corrupted him. Number 13. Although we don't learn much about Jax's friend, there are clues to his identity. During Kane's interlude, Jax walks down a hallway with doors identical to the characters' rooms. We see Kaufmo's door, crossed out because he abstracted. At the end of the hall, there's a door with a green character, big eyes, red cheeks, and a bow tie, which many believe is a frog, though it could be a worm. Interestingly, the same eyes seen on the abstracted appear above and below the hallway. Number 14. Gooseworks, the series creator, often answers fan questions. When asked who abstracted before Kaufmo, she replied, Ribbit. This sparked theories about a frog character, though until now, no door matched that description. Number 15. While several characters share their pasts, Jax tells a story suspiciously similar to Breaking Bad. Zooble interrupts him, recognizing the reference, but Ragatha doesn't get it. This suggests that Jax and Zooble arrived at the circus after the show premiered, while Ragatha and Kinger entered before the show. Number 16. Disappearing Guy is an NPC who appears briefly, known for vanishing after saying a single word. Despite his short role, he was voiced by Jobby the Hong, a YouTuber famous for his fast-paced, comedic reviews of toys and collectibles. Number 17. The Gaslight District makes a cameo in the high school adventure proposed by Gangle. On the background chalkboard, the symbol of the black hand appears along with sketches of Merle and an image of Litterbug's remains, which Butcher is standing on. Next to it is text in the Gaslight cipher that translates to Gaslight District references. You can also spot the classic Utah teapot, a box with more of Zooble's parts, and an abstracted figure made of origami. Number 18. When Pomni asks for her real name, Caine claims that no one in the digital circus remembers their name, and that he can't control their minds. However, he then proves the opposite. As they leave his safari adventure, Zooble proposes that Jax should be vegan for the rest of the day. Only Jax vote against it, but a plant icon appears over Jax's head, surprising him and mentally changing his tastes to veganism. Number 19. Stargazing is one of the adventures everyone seems to enjoy, and it's the first one to take place in the area surrounding the main tent. Although this location was shown in the first episode, it had never been visited by the entire group. This scene is also very similar to the illustration that appears at the end of each episode, with the circus character staring up at the same sky. Number 20. A lot of interesting things happen during Kane's interlude. The scene rewinds and flashes through several moments from previous episodes. We see the return of Jeffrey, Kane's eye, which was created by Kevin Temmer. Number 21. During the interlude, the characters are placed on their various objects. Pomni, Jax, and Kinger have bowling balls poised above them, while Gangle and Ragatha get cakes dropped on them. Although Kinger tries to stop the ball, a chess rook knocks him over. Some believe this is a sign that Caine has more affection for Gangle and Ragatha. The scene where Pomni, Jax, and Zooble pose in a room seems to reference early 2000s music videos, which often featured seductive poses. The creator has also shared her storyboard for this scene, and the posing part looks a bit like the iconic video for Jamiroquai's Virtual Insanity. Number 22. At the start of the episode, we see Zooble continuing to refuse to join the adventures. While the others are away, they read a magazine called Circus with the headline, "What do your parts say about you?" This makes it clear that Zooble's insecurity about their appearance is still a major issue. Number 23. Also with Zooble, we see that in the high school adventure, they wear the male uniform, as Zooble is referred to with they/them pronouns in the series. We learn more about Zooble at the bar. They mention being a bartender in the past and also a tattoo artist. They also comment that, like Pomni, they tried exploring abandoned buildings but without recording anything. It's possible they ended up in the circus the same way Pomni did. Number 24. Kinger's behavior is odd again. After returning from the water adventure, he asks Ragatha for help counting his eggs before they hatch. Her surprised reaction suggests she has no idea what he's talking about. Later, when Caine gathers everyone, we see each of them carrying a box of eggs. This might be a reference to his wife, Queenie, being an entomologist, an insect expert. Although these look like chicken eggs, this links back to Kinger's first comment in the digital circus.
Did someone say something about an insect collection?
Number 25. But evil versions of the circus characters seem to have personalities opposite to the originals. Evil Pomni is rude and appears to be the leader. Evil Ragatha can't stop laughing and is conceited and aggressive. Coach Dictatorer is a version of Kinger and a police hat who seems hyper-focused on his goal as a director. Evil Jax is shy, shows empathy, and wants everyone to have fun. Evil Orpsman, voiced again by Bembo, seems to be a soldier reporting for duty. And Zooble speaks very foolishly, reinforcing that the real Zooble is the intelligent one in the group. group. The introduction cards are very reminiscent of Super Smash Bros. Gangle doesn't get an evil clone, perhaps because her darker side already lives within her. Number 26. An interesting detail is that despite being based on a rabbit, Jax often displays cat-like characteristics. He pounces on all fours to eat his prey. His fear of corn seems identical to a cat's fear of cucumbers. When it's brought near him, he leaps back and hides behind Pomni. When he sees it on the bench, he jumps as if on all fours and rides. Number 27. The way he attacks evil Jax is very feline, and at times his mouth resembles a cat's face. This has sparked the theory that Jax is a cat who accidentally entered the digital circus. Number 28. Although Gangle had already mentioned working at a fast food place like Spudsy's for a long time, she elaborates a bit more on her past. She says that she went to community college for quick design classes, but after dropping out, she couldn't continue with her art. This confirms that the induction video shown to Jax was a reflection of Gangle's own self-doubt about her drawing ability. It's also confirmed that Gangle's accident wasn't entirely an accident, and Ragatha's words push her to think the worst, even though it was all the stupid sauce's fault. Number 29. Inside the stadium, we can see several event sponsors advertised. There's KAAK featuring a hooded man, what looks like a hamburger, and the phrase "I've invented cook." Next to it is Spudsy's with its classic mega stack. Then Kaufmo appears advertising wheels as an equivalent to the Michelin Man. We also see orange signs for the Glowing Depot, parodying the famous home improvement store. There are also ads for Gator Goo using Goomy Goo as the logo, and ads for the sun and moon advising to open your eyes to wake up and go to sleep when tired. Number 30. Another message reads, "All you can, corn can," which might be the origin of Jax's fear of corn. We also see what looks like a soda can with a Pepsi-like logo, though with some changes. Next to it is a hamburger with ears and Jax's name above it. There are a few other posters that are hard to make out, but the show's animators and creators, like The Great Static, are already sharing their work, so we'll surely have a video with the biggest trivia from the episode if you support this video. So stay tuned to the channel because we'll be covering absolutely everything related to the digital circus and a lot of other interesting stuff. Don't forget to comment with your favorite theory. Whiskus, always read us.